Okay, there we go. Flubbed it the first time. I'm actually live now. Let's see. Drawford says hi. Bunch of people jumping in. Guess people will have off today. Or a lot of people will anyway. I hadn't thought of that even. Calliopassy77 says love it. Thank you. There's Zach. Drawford says, as always, great work. Thank you. All right, there's the request. View. All right, it's connecting. Yay!
Backwards phone, Zach.
There you go. But I can see you still have a nice warm head.
Oh, did you?
Yes. Notice very briefly that you still had your warm stocking cap on. Whoa, look at that. That's looking awesome, dude.
Oh, yeah. So, starting to get the background put in. I thought I'd do this character that looks like the Abomination from Marvel, but in a gangster suit. I thought I'd ink him today.
Go for it. That's going to be awesome.
You go for it.
No, you.
Oh, no, you go for it. How was your Thanksgiving, dear Clara?
It was fine.
Yeah.
There was nothing special about it. There were dogs involved, so hey.
Yeah, I saw. Wonderful.
Did you?
Never a bad time with
No,
dogs.
absolutely not. Did you end up getting sent home with leftovers?
Oh, yeah. I'm full of them right now. So.
Good. That was going to be my next question. What did you have for lunch? Because I just assumed it was Thanksgiving leftovers.
I had 2 slices of tofurkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, and gravy. All extremely healthy.
Yeah.
I had super healthy stuffing and mashed potatoes.
Absolutely. Staying totally on top of it. Well, I feel terrible and guilty about how I ate yesterday too. So even though it's like the food holiday when you're supposed to eat bad, but whatever.
Yeah. Problem is I had a few food holidays leading up to Thanksgiving this year. So
I mean, isn't that always the problem? Like if we were actually genuine about our quote unquote food holidays and those being our splurge days, we wouldn't feel guilty at all. But we know we have not lived up to our own standards prior to those events.
correct. So yeah, regardless, it was good. I actually got to see my parents, which was nice. It was just my parents, my wife, and I. So nice and small, but it was very nice.
Yes.
In conclusion, nice.
Good. I mean, this year, nice is about the most we can ask for, I think.
I suspect so. So that is good. Okay, let me stop fiddling. Give Clara Meath's fans what they really want, and that's me drawing not Abomination from Marvel.
Absolutely.
Thinking about trying out some high contrast on his suit because this is the one character I didn't do concept work for.
Yeah, I was gonna say
on this little story. Oh, one because he supposedly already exists, and we just have to put a spin on him and stuff him in a suit. But as you well know, if he's going to be standing around these other characters in suits, he has to harmonize with them, yet still, be distinct enough. So I think I'm going to go a little more high contrast with him, but keep it tweed. So there'll be a few areas of textures.
Oh, okay. So like the dragon
transition.
The dragon scales rule, where you don't draw. Well, you do. You don't draw all the scales on a reptile, but you just sort of indicate the texture. As
Rules.
that was coming out of my mouth, all I thought of was your Godzilla with every single scale drawn in. It's like, oh, never mind. Just put my foot in my mouth again.
Oh, you can. Maybe your feet taste good, Clara. I don't know. You're weird like that. But uh, regardless, to your point, I think when you're learning, these rules matter more. Well, they're all important when you're learning.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't go down really down a rabbit hole before you even know what the hell you're doing.
Right.
However, uh, rules are usually, very limiting. So when you see people make rules, it's usually just because some asshole figured something out that he or she likes
Right.
and works for them.
Right.
And or mixed with their ego that they don't want to work harder or whatever. There's a million things. People are complicated.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to learn from said lesson, but to constrain your thoughts with it and your application, I think is the opposite of art.
Right. Like what you're always saying, what you're developing when you're developing your style and your own approach is your own unique visual language. And you can adapt, aspects of other people's visual language, but the point is that you're incorporating into your own, you're making your own versus adopting an extant language. Because that person already exists. What's the point?
That's what I feel too.
Mm-hmm.
So well said, Clara. I agree with you completely.
I'm much more well-spoken today, apparently.
I'm not, because I'm full of stuffing. I think I went right to my brain.
Brain full of stuffing. That'll probably be entertaining, honestly.
Brain full of stuffing?
Brains and stuffing are very similar looking anyway, so I think we can fool the audience because they can see your brain. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, you kind of is letting the train run off the tracks just to see where you ended up. Regardless, I respect you for trying.
The funniest thing I think right now, the funniest thing you do is when you kick me when I'm down.
That's the most fun, is when
I make a stupid mistake and you're like, yep, that was really stupid.
Oh, yeah, it adds a little color to the mistake.
Mm-hmm. I'm still laughing at last time when you were like, that's what's known as a yes and moment.
Yeah.
Excuse me for not reciprocating to your preferences. My goodness.
My preferences.
You wanted a joke.
Well, I always want a joke to happen.
Well, that's true.
The world's already pissed. Why not laugh?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm feeling...
All right. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say I found a placement for my phone arm today that actually allows me to get close enough to ink comfortably, so I'm actually doing stuff here today.
Well, outstanding. Love to hear that. You're a phone arm champion. That's what I've always said.
Yeah, I mean, you say that every day.
It's nice you've... Literally, I saw it in you.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it in you right away.
This one's a phone arm champion.
Without a doubt.
And then you were like, I haven't seen one of these in 20 years.
My God.
I thought they were all gone.
Thought I saw the last one in the Great Northwest 27 years ago.
In the Great War of Phone Arm Havers.
After the phone apocalypse, most people were bitter.
Oh, this is a good start. Oh my goodness. I'm already crying. Darn you. All right. Oh, hold on. There's tape everywhere. Hang on. Okay.
Alas, I didn't mean to make you cry. Clara.
All right. Let's...
What am I doing? I'm exhausted with the background. Let's do some fun stuff.
Do fun stuff. Man, it looks so good, dude. It looks so good. Thank you.
We're getting there. I was really happy with the crane. Where am I on the screen? There we go.
You're fine.
So yeah, it's pretty. Yeah. There's that character with the pork chop sideburns and lighting a cigar.
Yeah,
Uh,
the character who
uh,
doesn't have knives in his hands.
no, not at all. They're
No.
not in his hands. So, haha.
Oh well, there you go. Excuse me for my nerd phraseology there.
Hey, I had an opinion about It Follows, and I got a written dissertation the other day from you. So
You did not. I sent you a normal length message.
It was still a good conversation.
It was a happy message too. I was agreeing with. I was yes-anding. You know what? That's what I was doing. I was yes-anding.
There you go. You're a good improv partner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna turn on the other light here real quick. So see if that helps. I have a nice soft yellow light. For my drawing light, so sometimes it doesn't pick up on camera very well.
Oh,
it makes for really cool Instagram pictures though, because it gives me this cool ochre filter.
Yeah.
You know,
I have noticed
which is
it's nice.
And I've gotten good to where I place the camera. If I can I can make the light more white or more yellow, so you can really start effing with moods. So,
well, look at you.
I am looking at me. I'm looking at me, looking at you.
That's complicated.
Yes, it's live stream inception.
It involves a lot of mirrors. Let's see here.
So, you wrapped up a dog commission today.
I did. It was my second one for Comic-Con Art, the art vendor or the art dealership we are both part of now, thanks to you.
We're art dork buddies.
I mean, that is thoroughly established at this point, but we're technically now also like co-workers, business partners. I mean, we're all those things. It's complicated.
I don't know. We're in the same stable, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll just pretend we're horses.
That's always a good solution.
Start with pretending you're a horse, right?
Step
and then
one,
work backwards.
Pretend as horse.
What would a horse do?
My first thought was like, we'll probably eat. And then my second thought was, I mean, that's what I would do too, though. Let's see.
Mill about.
And just kind of stand still, look bored. Although you have more experience with horses than I do. I went horseback riding.
I don't know about that.
Yes, you do. I mean, or at least more recently. I went horseback riding for one of my recent birthdays. It might have been 29, so it was actually a while ago. But like that was the last time I've encountered a horse. I mean, granted, on the farm, I see cows all the time, so that's close. I mean, don't at me, horse lovers. I know it's not that close, but you know, I'm trying.
They have hooves, right?
Yeah, they're ungulates.
Oh, fancy pants. Fancy pants, Clara.
Using giant words. Let's see.
Okay.
I do love it when you do like industrial equipment like that, like the crane. You handle that stuff well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a weakness for that stuff. Like I'm always bad at it. So I think, you know, when you are weak at something, you notice it more in other people's work. So I think that might be part of why it jumps out to me.
I definitely say you're drawn to people that do it successfully, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you stink at something.
Yeah.
So at least I think that's the healthy thing. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just saying, I think that's ubiquitous, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're angling to problem solve, then yeah. Not in like a Amadeus kind of like, how can I secretly kill you and acquire the skill kind of approach, but now that.
So that does sound fun, right?
Well,
you have to Highlander your skills. You have to
just pass them on.
Yeah. You have to absorb the powers of the one that came before you. I'm Comic Book McLeod of the clan. I don't know.
I mean, it's Howard, right?
Oh, it's not even like a family name, Howard. My grandfather was adopted by his sister, who married an English chap, and that's why I have a British last name.
Oh, honestly,
I'm,
I
I'm
was,
mostly Norwegian.
yeah, I was genuinely wondering about that at one point. That's
Oh,
interesting.
yeah?
Yeah, it's like, where did,
That's an exciting
yeah,
thought process you were having.
it's like he's so Midwestern. Where did Howard come from? Interesting.
Oh, don't you know?
Well, now
Okie dokie, I'm Norwegian, eh?
I'm trying to pull a long curve. Hang on. All right, I got it.
Pull that curve, Clara. Up that difficulty.
I got it. I got it. The up
Pull that
difficulty is
curve
like,
while snorting.
yes, like you snorted at me when I admitted that I like McDonald's salads, which was not weird until
Oh,
you
I
brought
thought
it
that
up.
was a scoff.
Oh, okay, fine. Scoff all you want. Scoffs I don't mind, apparently.
Yeah, I'm good with scoff.
No, I know.
But if any MFer comes at me with with a snort,
Mm-hmm. Snort right back.
oh,
All right, hold on. Let me see if we got any comments. No, just a lot of people jumping in. I didn't realize
jumping out.
till we got on that it's Black Friday, so like some people might have off. They're just laying around, poking around on the internet.
Yeah.
People
Well,
with normal
to those
jobs.
people, hello. With jobby jobs?
Yeah, it was just normal jobby jobs.
Yeah. The smart ones.
Yeah, I miss it sometimes, but I also know that I was in a constant state of existing in my head, doing storycraft, wishing that's what I could be doing. So I think I made the right choice.
I believe so too.
Is that, do you do that?
I'm more up in my head.
Yeah, are you in a constant state of storytelling? Because I am
Yes.
I
I
am.
think you know me well enough.
Yeah, I mean I know, but I know people do it differently. So I was just wondering about that. And I know I don't
I'm
have
always
to.
up in my head.
Yeah.
That's to the in both positive and negative ways.
Mm-hmm.
I I can learn things just by being up in my head and problem solve, project thoughts, how how I acted and in what ways and how people treated me and blah blah blah. All the things that happen with life, I'm able to sort through it. But
Right.
I miss the days like when I did construction and such, where to your point, I wasn't up in my head, because that's my problem. Is I just live in my head, which again is good and bad.
Right.
It's good for learning, bad for learning and understanding, bad for self-worth, overemphasizing things that truly don't matter. You
Right.
know,
It's also bad for
to the
not
point
getting
where,
like crushed by things on construction sites, which was my first concern when you started down that road.
well, I just, what I mean is it's like when I'm working out or, beat on my punching bag, you're not there anymore,
Right.
which is really nice.
Right.
Because I have a huge issue with, again, living up in my head. So,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my life is trying to mitigate that in a healthy way without getting rid of it, because there's a lot of positives for being up in your head.
Right.
At least from being from a creative perspective.
Yeah.
So, it's, I don't know, it's a double-edged sword, and we all have to mitigate it in some way, or we just pretend it's not there, or it doesn't matter. Just pick your poison.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Regardless, we all find a solution in some way to the
Mm-hmm.
conundrum. Some aren't even aware of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes that solution is make comics forever.
I'm caught in that effing trap.
Uh-huh. Oops.
Uh-oh, what happened with Opes?
No, I just agreed that we were both in that trap.
Oh, I thought me censoring myself was upsetting you.
No. I'm gonna get these eyes here.
Wasn't I telling you I had to research what the abomination looked like, and then I was looking in my own folder. I've actually drawn an abomination story before.
A whole story and you forgot?
I think it was only like 8 pages.
Oh, all right.
Still, I found it a little entertaining.
See, this to me is like one of the final thresholds of true success and professionalism in this industry. If you can reach a point where you forget what you've worked on, that is incomprehensible to me.
Well, I don't know. I'm also probably being 45 is incomprehensible to you too. So why don't I just hit everything on my fucking table?
Well, no, it's not. As we've established many times, that's really not that much older than me. But I still don't see ever getting to a point where I will forget anything I worked on, as if it's not like so super ingrained in my mind. I know intellectually I will, because you and people like you reach that point. So I know I'll get there, but it's like just I can't even understand that right now. So it's exciting.
Well, I can see that. You will get there. You're more of a production-oriented person than I, so you're definitely going to get there. But to your point, I felt the exact same way, Clara.
I know.
I talked to some Gaijin wizard or something at a party with a beer, and they're like, "Oh yeah." I'd like bring up something they did, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, well, I don't remember that." It just baffled the shit out of me, and
Right.
And then eventually you're like, "Oh yeah, I did draw Prince of Power for Marvel." I did draw Richard Dragon for DC Comics. Just these things. So.
And the ones you forget, the ones you want to forget, I assume?
I don't know. No, I wouldn't say that. I understand why you would say that, but no, I don't think it's one for one, though it does line up sometimes, to your point.
Yeah, like not black and white, but I'm sure that contributes.
It's definitely usually one of the variables, I would suspect.
Yeah. You wouldn't forget that you did Wild Blue Yonder, or one of your iconic
Correct.
pieces. Yeah. So there you go.
Or that I drew Nightwing in his underwear for 22 fucking pages. All those fun things.
Good old days.
I was never that kind of guy, Clara. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't just hold my nose and enjoy the process,
Yeah, I understand. I'm a little more like that, but not a lot more.
Yeah, I can see that.
I like
Lulu. Sorry. It's dead air.
You just break into song. No,
always.
Stories of Trader Joe's. I have always been the person who I just like working for the sake of work. I just like the act of work. So that admittedly is I feel like it's an unfair advantage. But I mean, they used to make fun of me for always like putting in extra effort. They're like, "Why do you do that?" And I was like, "You know how or no, what was it? Now I'm butchering my own ego story. I think it was something about how like, because I like work the way most people like pizza,
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
You and Jocko Willing would be best buds. So.
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
Ex-Navy SEAL that does a lot of. He wrote an amazing book about duty and sacrifice. But he had in fact, I was just listening to his podcast this morning, and he was talking about right after he became a Navy SEAL, officially graduated, his first duty was cleaning. He was in charge of keeping the toilets clean.
Mm-hmm.
So he just made it his job. People thought he's insane, but they ended up respecting him because they were the cleanest fucking toilets that ever existed. You could, and always, you could always count on, that, and it led to better jobs just because he kicked ass at cleaning toilets. So
I just got so excited at just the thought process, the neurons of being given that job, and like, yes, they're gonna be so clean.
Got your dopamine release. Oh,
I really did.
Well, I got the same when you said the word pizza. So
we're having equally good time.
Exactly.
This is I'm gonna do one more brag story since I'm still on the
Bring it
subject.
on there. Bring it on, lady.
This is one of the proudest things that has ever happened to me. So in art school, I was working the morning shift at Trader Joe's, which means I needed to be there at like 5 a.m. a couple days a week. And there was one day that we had, I think, a power outage or something, and my alarm clock didn't go off. And I, wake up like an hour late in a panic, like, A, I'm late for work. B, why hasn't anyone called me? Like, I didn't show up to work. So I just like scramble and get ready and drive down there real fast and go and clock in. And they're like, oh, we didn't know you were supposed to be here. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm on the schedule. And they're like, well, when you didn't arrive on time, we assumed the schedule was wrong. And I was like, yes, I will never do better than this.
That's I can see how that gave you twinkle toes probably for the day.
Absolutely. The day.
Put that one in the cookie jar, right?
Story. Wait, what was
Yeah,
that?
that's what I was gonna say. That's your cookie jar story right there.
Yep.
Uh-oh. We got a Spanish question.
Uh-oh, well that's your department.
Oh God, I'm so rusty.
You're not as
I'm not
rusty as
gonna
me.
embarrass myself. Draw Lord for? Sorry, my wife usually translates for me because I know enough to get to the beach. As per last time we inked,
Yes.
I can navigate my way to La Playa y order some cervezas. And that is the extent of my ability. Basically in life.
You can find beaches.
And beer.
That's unfortunate because neither of those things are usually very hard to find. They're usually pretty obvious.
Don't diminish me.
Oh, all right. You're right. It's unfair. I was just telling stories.
Where's Yes and Clara?
Yeah, they're fine. Be diminished. Go be ashamed.
Don't make me put down some sweet ass brush pen lines.
Oh, I would never ask you to do that. It's not your job description at all.
Well, we got Draw Lord for laughing, but then he said nice, or her said nice. Apologies, I chose a gender. I got yelled at for that one time.
Oh. Well, we call
Not that I want to. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is I meant no offense, and I wish I had kept up with my Spanish more.
I wish I knew any Spanish, so you're ahead of me on that one.
It's a beautiful, all those Romance languages are so beautiful.
Yeah.
Just musical,
Yeah. Well, that was one of the first, idiosyncrasies I noticed about you. Ooh, Joey X Teeth is here. Joey always has good questions. That you are randomly multilingual, that you throw in just a lot of multilingual phrases.
Don't say that around my wife or you'll hear laughter forever. But I know words, in a few sentences, but to say I'm multilingual is extraordinarily laughable. So regardless, I'm glad I fool you well.
It's a generous term.
Yeah. Again, I can navigate. You drop me off in, a Spanish speaking country. I know enough words to say, I'm about to poop my pants. Please point me in a direction. Um, or something, very needed things.
Yeah. The vitals. Where's the library and such?
uh, you mean biblioteca? One of the
Biblioteca.
coolest words ever in any language.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What am I doing here?
Okay, sorry. I was drinking coffee. I don't know what other people do with their lives.
Oh, somebody named Zach Britton Art joined, so you got a name doubleganger in here.
It's my buddy. He helped me with assists on the TMNT story I did.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
welcome.
fresh. I spoke at his college, and then he moved down this way.
Whoa.
What's up, Mr. Zach Britton? If you're still around.
That's cool. Look at you being all
Yeah.
helpful to people. You spoke at a college? I mean, I know you guest at,
I
for
speak
art
at a
stuff.
lot of colleges, yeah.
Oh, wow. Again, look at you go.
Well, you spoke at a college, so
I mean, sort
don't
of.
be too impressed.
Yeah, but I haven't spoken
But
at a lot
yeah,
of colleges, which is what you said.
apologies. Maybe I overspoke, but it has happened more than 2 times, so I
Okay.
would say multiple times.
All
And
right. Well, that's more
I
than
don't
was
know how
happened to
many
me then.
times in my career, Clara. 10? I don't fucking know.
Okay.
So.
Well, I still think it's pretty cool.
Well, I appreciate it. Now you've made me feel uncomfortable.
Well, you brought it up.
Well, I still blame you.
Oh, okay. That's fine. As long as we have that agreement.
Yeah, we are in agreement.
Yeah.
uh, did you enjoy talking at a college? I know we had spoken about it. Just curious about your.
Yeah, it was a good time. A couple of the students contacted me afterwards because I was very clear with them, just like, if you have more questions, please hit me up on, any social media. I want to talk to you guys and I want to help however I can. I love doing that. And I feel very, very strongly and personally about this department. It was, it changed my life and I want to help you guys however I can. And a couple of them have. I've been in contact with some of them, helped them out with just, supplies and stuff. It's been a cool time. I felt helpful.
That's wonderful to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good feeling helpful, huh?
It does. One of the best feels. All right, let's.
That's what I feel too.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate it. You having a bad time over there?
No.
Oh, my mom.
Again, these are.
Sorry.
You okay?
No, I'm good.
Is that Terry Meath?
Yeah, maybe.
That you were, if I said it correctly?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
What were you?
It's one of the Meath sisters. Oh, his brow. These are a combination of both Jeff Johnson and my pencils. So when I repenciled his face down here, I added a centerpiece to his head. And down here, I was putting a line down the middle like Jeff's original breakdowns. So I had just a wee bit of fixing to do.
Yeah, when you fall into those ruts that are already laid.
Yes. Well, there's no ruts on this paper. It's all printout.
No,
but
I know.
Unless it meant that metaphorically.
I mean metaphorically.
Oh, metaphorical Clara.
Yep.
How you doing?
Slinging metaphors all over the place. How are you?
Rhyming and stealing, just like you.
All right. I have no idea how I'm going to handle this feathering, so I'm going to put it off and let it think about it. If you let it,
You think about yourself, feathering.
Mm-hmm. If you let it,
Think
it'll
what you're
think about
making me
itself.
do.
Yeah. You gotta let it think.
So this is going to be a huge experiment for me.
Well, good.
It doesn't seem like it, but this suit, this is where I always say, turn your work into learning lessons.
Mm-hmm.
I practice what I preach
Mm-hmm.
because I'm going to force myself to go a higher contrast with this suit. And do you know how hard it is to go high contrast for me?
Yeah.
Makes me hyperventilate.
I've seen your work. Yeah. I would say, yeah.
Oh,
I do have a sense of how hard that is for you. Well,
good.
I'm cheering or whatever. Cheerleading
Are
something.
you? Rooting or cheering?
Rooting and cheering.
I'll take that.
They're synonymous, right? Is there something about sports I don't know that those have to be separate things?
Well, I don't know. I dated a cheerleader in high school, and all they said they had no clue what was happening in the game, who was on offense, who was on defense. They just stared at butts the whole time.
And cheered.
Yes.
Pretty much.
They did do that.
I mean, I don't ever know what's going on in any given sport either, so I can't say I blame them.
Well, yeah, I get it. You know, if you're not involved directly with the game. I used to get incensed with my wife when we were dating in college. I'd have this great. I remember we're playing Alabama, and I scored this 90-yard try, which is like a touchdown in football, and basically ran through the whole team. One of the greatest plays of my whole life. And then I get kind of on the end of the game on the sideline, and I'm like, hey, to the future wife, I was like, oh, did you see that? And she's like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, you scored? Oh, congratulations.
You did it good, honey. Was that good?
No,
that would
she's
be
just
me.
looking at grasshoppers. I don't blame her, man. Rugby can be boring to watch if you really don't know what's going on,
Oh,
I get it.
Rugby? Wow.
Yeah. That's what I played in college.
Forget how hardcore you are. Rugby's intense, right?
Oh, most sports are, but yeah, it's a little on the extreme side as far as physical contest goes. But that's what I needed.
Yeah.
I I don't feel good unless people run into me at full speed or punch me, or that's why I always do sports like that or MMA or.
Mm-hmm.
I just need that physical. I don't know.
Confrontation?
Collision.
Yeah, I get that.
Doesn't have to be a confrontation.
All right.
Those are no fun.
Okay. I do kind of get that. I don't think fast enough to play sports.
Oh, nonsense.
No, that's definitely true. I just don't think in that way. That's I mean, I'm not trying to elicit sympathy with that, but no, I just don't. I'm fast though.
Well,
I'm very fast. I'm still fast.
I bet you weigh like 13, 14 pounds.
Yeah, sure.
You're lightweight, Clara. So
I don't remember what I weigh right now. I know what it says on my driver's license, but that's old. That's outdated. I don't know. I don't even think I could guess. Or the weight is outdated. My license is up to date. I'm allowed to drive. But yeah, I don't have a bathroom scale right now, so I should figure out. I should check that next time I'm at someone else's house.
Well, you should go over to other people's house just to use their scales. Hey, long time no see.
Where's your bathroom scale? I'm sorry, I meant your bathroom.
I haven't seen you since high school. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Anyhow, nice bathroom, huh?
I'm doing a bathroom tour.
Yes.
That scenario will be bonkers because that would mean I went back to Maryland to use someone's bathroom scale. Well,
I wouldn't hold it against you.
I think think you might. I think you'd think that was pretty stupid and a waste of time, and you would be right.
Well, I don't know. That's pretty punk rock. I just wanted to go meet my old friends so I could drop a deuce in their house, have a glass of tea with them, and leave.
I suppose that's a power move.
It is a power move. A terrible power move.
All right, let's see. What am I doing?
I got, for the podcast, I got the scratch track today.
Awesome.
I will get that here.
Is that like the
basically it's the working what we're going to automation to. So the music's all there, so we got the beat, the lyrics are there, but it's not sung by the actual singer. It's sung by JC.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be entertaining.
Indeed.
It's really good, though.
Wonderful.
I was very happy with it.
Good.
You heard the tunes, but the lyrics are pretty fun, too.
Good.
Basically a Black Flag song, which I'm sure you're super familiar with.
Yeah, sure.
Black Flag, I won't punish you with the might to Henry Rollins quite yet in our relationship, Clara.
Okay. So stick to your normal song of the day.
Yeah, we're baby steps, right?
Yeah. You haven't done that in a while, though.
Oh, I'll come back. I almost gave you one today, but I was busy.
Okay.
I was rocking the fuck out this morning.
Getting stuff done.
Kinda, yeah. I'm so far behind having that, whatever the hell I had, stomach flu or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was weird.
Well, I found out something kind of ran like through my wife's clinic where people thought they had a bit of the flu or something like that. So,
okay.
No,
well, that makes sense.
Fortunately, no COVID or anything, but a flu will still kick your ass.
Yeah. A nasty flu is nasty.
Every day I was like, okay, this is the day. I'm going to just start feeling better. And I'd get to work and I'd be sweating over everything, just like.
Yeah, it took like 3 days, didn't it?
It was a good 3 days, yeah.
Ugh.
I just felt like hell. Mostly just sweaty,
That's nasty. That's no fun.
Not fun.
All right, let's see here.
It was not fun, Zach, this week.
You have many, many personas. All right, let me see.
Trick is they're all one persona.
Ooh, the prestige.
Yes. That's what I want of all my assistants, Claire. So when, if I cut my finger off, you got to cut your finger off, okay?
All right, deal. And literally, this is where my head went. Literally, I was like, well, I know he'll never cut his finger off. Aw.
Little do you know me. You don't think I cut my finger, bro?
Shouldn't tempt him. All right.
I'll cut my finger, bro.
Let's see. Get this here. What does my list say? Do you ever make lists when you work? I usually, per panel, I usually make in the margin a list of the order in which I'm going to work on things. It just helps keep me organized. Are you laughing at me again?
First off, no. To what in the way you're thinking, I do make lists every week, and they're updated of my task list for things to do throughout the week.
Oh, well,
you and I are very different as far as how you're a true type A. I'm type AB. So, there's certain things I'm ultra type A about, but I'm more Jimi Hendrix when, or I try to be more Jimi Hendrix when I make comics and draw, etc. So once I get going, it's all up in my head anyways. It's
Yeah.
like Jay-Z lyrics. I don't need to see a monitor or anything because it's all up in my head. So that serves two goals. One, I don't get overtly stiff, or overly stiff rather, which is a huge problem of mine, not
Okay.
everybody. And two, I get bored really easily rather. The adverb would help there. But so to stem that, I need things to be. One of my biggest problems in my career is repetition murders me. I can't fucking take it. I can't take it. It drives me nuts. That's why I can't do monthlies. Is Batman fighting Scarecrow this month? And next month he's sad about his parents. And then the month after he's fucking Robin shirts his pants and they can't fight the Joker that week. And I just can't do it. I can't do it and take it seriously. I can do short stories, but I can't do the or an issue or two, or maybe even a mini series like I have throughout my career, but I can't continue down that path or Zach becomes a very unhappy boy. And that's not good for anybody, right?
Yeah, no, I kind of get that. When I am in the zone correctly, it's because I had all my ducks in a row and I had a list and I had a plan. I remember I told you how Chris Bruner tutored me when I was at SCAD, and he is all about having a plan, like a plan of attack for a page. And I was predisposed to do that anyway, but I definitely picked that up from him. So yeah, when I start a page, I have a list that says which order I'm going to do the panels in, and I have an itemized list of the order I'm going to do things in. Don't you even? I have an itemized list of the order I'm going to do things in per panel. You can laugh.
That's amazing. No, I'm truly amazed.
Okay.
Well, I don't have it in me. Two, I don't know. You'd make my father proud. I can say that, Clara. But oh my gosh, you're my father's dream kid.
Funny.
But a lot of what I do happens right here on the inking process. The artist in me comes out, the storyteller in me comes out again, where it isn't very much in penciling, it's in thumbnails and then inking for me. Not that it's ever not part of the process. I don't mean it like that. But my work looks so much better when I just know what I'm doing. Like all the planning was in the penciling state. That's all planning. That's me being dork Zach. Okay, this plus this equals that over there, so this needs to be adjusted, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Times infinity until I say it's done. But, and this is one of the wonderful things about art, is everybody can have their own way. There's endless paths to success, and my path to what I'm trying to accomplish in my life, if I get overly, I think I drove Mignola a little nuts during Hellboy with this, because I do I do scenes and I would get them 100%, but if I can't do it, you're not going to see me thumbnail a whole book. I have it up in my head, and it's just, I know it's frustrating sometimes when people work with me. However, it's just how my brain works. I've had to find out what works for Zach Howard, and that's what works best for Zach Howard.
That's wonderful.
So it's just for me to not get stiff, I absolutely have to know where to plan and where to let go, where it's just all, you're not sparring anymore. You're actually boxing in a fight. You're going to make decisions that you normally wouldn't while you were quote unquote training, i.e. thumbnails and shoulder hitting everything. Thumbnails and pencils are, especially pencils for me, they're so lacking in organic substance. It's all planning and setup. So
Yeah.
when I do get this is very convoluted. Sorry, everybody that joined in, but
I'm
when I do
getting
get
it.
to the inking, I like to I I just like the solo it. I already know what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Now it's my time to be an artist, and
Yeah.
that's what I do because I stopped being. It's too much craftsman for me, and not enough art if I go the other way. And this is not a judgment for people. You do
Right.
what works for you.
Right.
Or as one of my favorite humans always says, "You do you." Um, but
I don't know who that is.
neither do I.
That's weird.
But um, I hope you get what I'm saying. I just,
I do.
at some point, I don't want the training wheels on, and I don't like the tracks. I don't like the corral. I'm a bucking stallion, Clara. Let me be a stallion, damn it.
What is
You're
it?
always telling me stop being a stallion, Zach.
Wait, what is
By
the
the
line?
way,
Wait.
Bruner's
What's the
work is
line?
phenomenal.
What's the line from the other guys? What?
A peacock.
Oh, I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. And he's like,
Yeah,
peacocks don't fly. Well, they fly a little bit.
they. Oh, what a wonderful movie, man.
I was surprised how much I liked that because
I wasn't expecting it.
I was really not expecting to like that. I was tricked into watching that, and I was like, what are the odds I'm going to like this? Because I don't even like comedies most of the time because I'm a nerd. But, like, I was amazed how funny I found that. It was such good improv. It was so fun.
We got to get more comedies and get you all loosened up.
I don't know.
Oh, no. Just going to watch It Follows again about a sad girl getting the worst STD of all time.
I watch other things. Unlike some people, I tend to watch a variety of things. I don't just rewatch the same two movies over and over again.
Hey, that's your issue. I don't make fun of you for that. But, I would say watch more Conan.
Well, I should watch more Conan. I should read more Conan. I have a bunch of the books. I've only read about half of them.
There's some good ones. Robert Jordan wrote a few good ones. That being said, I like Milius's spin on Conan.
I just like me some Robert E. Howard. Just in general.
His books lit my life up when I was young, man.
Mm-hmm. Mine too. Maybe not when I was young, but not when I was young per se, but in general.
That would be cool though.
Yeah. I liked the spin-offs of that. Like I liked that genre, but I liked the more current versions.
Don't tell me you're a Red Sonja fan.
No, I am not.
Good, because that's a friendship ender.
I don't think you have to worry about that one.
I always worry when it comes to Red Sonja.
Do those actually exist, or are they just ads? I always sort of suspected.
What, Red Sonja, the movie?
Oh,
oh my God, it was horrific. So I don't think they could get the rights to Conan, but the rights for Red Sonja and Conan are different properties or licenses, and they couldn't get both. And so Conan's in it, but like not as Conan. And it's just, and it has every worst trope on planet Earth, like the ninja kid that can kick everybody's ass, and it's exhausting. Again, it's either Milius made it or didn't make it. But yeah, that one's a rough one.
Yeah. I keep needing to buy a new phone.
I keep hitting mine with my giant, massive ogre body here.
Andrew J. Brown says Clara watches Monty Python, so she's good.
I concur.
That's right.
Monty Python will work.
I did that Knights of Knee piece back when I was doing those monthly auctions, but I have not had time to do one of those lately.
You want to talk about something that'll bring the nerds out?
Mm-hmm.
You just have to say knee. Or you want to get esoteric? Why don't you just be John the Shrubber?
It's Roger.
Is it Roger the Shrubber? Did I just get nerd corrected?
Yep. I am Roger the Shrubber. And he has
there you go. Shit.
like those waxed bangs. It's amazing.
Been a Python fan for a long time.
Yeah, it seems like about your speed. Your brand of humor.
Always been a fan of British humor.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever watch Faulty
a little more.
Towers?
Oh, of course.
Okay, good. Dude, we're nerds. We're nerds.
Nerd.
Sometimes it just hits me.
Hey, I don't know. There's worse fates in life, right?
Oh, for sure. But there are moments when it is overwhelmingly obvious.
It must be noted how nerdly we are.
Mm-hmm. Like when I repost our streams, I'm already running out of things to title them as, because like all of them I just want to be like, we talk about nerd stuff for a stupidly long time.
Yeah. You can title this one Clara gets awkward when Zach says the word shark.
Okay, I mean that event hasn't happened yet, but I guess it's happened now, although I'm not behaving particularly awkwardly. Not any more than normal.
Maybe. Touche. But I thought I did say shark earlier.
Oh, well, maybe I didn't notice. Maybe it was one of our talkovers.
Never talk over a shirt.
That's good advice. All right.
It's going to be in my book of philosophy, Claire.
Mm-hmm. We'll put that in the how-to book. There's a whole chapter on that.
Oh, no. I got to stop before this just becomes a shark-oriented podcast. I was about to go down a rabbit hole here.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard your brain just like pick up and start running.
Had both quick jabs, and I also had long form jokes. It would take a while to cook. That's how pathetic I am.
Do you automatically start sorting your joke categories instantly?
Shart and non-shart jokes. That's literally the two. The Rolodex.
Uh-huh. The table of contents in your brain.
I don't know what. I think Hardcore Zach would even be into shart humor. So
he probably would. He's not that different from you.
I don't know.
All right, let's see. What am I doing here? Yeah, with my camera so much closer, I get out of frame quickly, so I have to actually check now. One day I'll be good at this.
Well, hopefully I can help you along the way.
You help a lot.
If you just listen to me, no, I mean with my awesome camera skills.
Oh, with your camera skills specifically, yes. Well, yeah, I should have listened to your amazing camera skills a long time ago. They're very obvious. I definitely didn't teach you how to live stream or anything like that.
Your thrust is to always go serious and pragmatic, isn't it?
I mean, are you surprised?
No. I'm just making a fun observation.
Oh, I hate this.
That's why I enjoy going down ridiculous humor holes with you, because it gets you snorting and making dork jokes. So.
Because I stay completely serious as long as possible until it is no longer sustainable.
You're getting pretty good at not doing that with me.
I try. Let's see. What else we got?
I have all the serious thoughts up in my head. I try to make Uh, God, what was I going to say? Make a shark joke and the whole world shark jokes with you.
Yep.
You know, as they say.
Yeah, that's a normal saying that you see on bumper stickers.
Oh, shirts. Grandma never stopped saying it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We got a few more people jumping in.
People.
All right, what am I going to do? I'm going to do more of these little guys here. Make it my small. Where am I looking? What am I looking for? Oh, here we go. Oh, I win.
Was that a funny burp?
No, that was an actual burp, but I win because you haven't burped yet.
Oh, I'm out of coffee. First. Well, it was, I'd say for Clara, that was a pretty good one, so I'm not going to diminish it. So well done. I'm proud of you, Clara.
Thank you.
Because burps, as we know, if we're going to be serious, are always funny.
Yes, of course.
Shirt jokes aside.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, everybody that's related to Clara.
They know I burp. I am but a human. None of them are those people that think women don't burp.
Well, you never know, because early on in our friendship, you're sending me the Hills Are Alive videos. With,
that was a Facebook post that you chose to watch on your own.
I blame you. But anyways,
that thing was like 7 years old too. I had like hair.
Oh yeah, because you have super short hair now.
Yeah, I have Furiosa hair now.
Punk rock Clara.
Yep.
Outstanding. My wife would be proud.
Has she cut her hair since? Because you always talk about how she had that haircut when you met, but that was a while ago. Has she cut her hair since then? Because it looks very long now.
She had it like shoulder length for a bit, and now it's or just under shoulder length, and now it's just past shoulder length.
Okay.
If you're just joining us, welcome to another episode of Hair Talk with Clara Meath and Zach Howard. I'm a hair expert. Many people don't know that, but if you ever have haircut like questions or something like that, just ask me. I know everything about hairstyles, how hair looks good on one's head.
You can tell just by your phrasing. I can neither confirm nor deny any of these claims. And I quote, how hair looks good on one's head?
Yes, I'm an expert. It may not seem like it, but I truly am. I'm super well. I understand all that is hair.
You sound like the most secure guy right now.
Uh-oh, we got non-humorous Claire coming back up.
No, sorry. No, just.
Hey guys, is everybody partying, having fun?
I'm cool. I'm going to talk about myself now, woman I just met.
Well, let me take you down a notch.
Yeah. Exactly. You're not cool.
Let me pour your drink out and tell you why you suck.
If I explain to you why I'm cooler than you, that's going to make you like me.
Yeah, we all have our issues with that social idiocy, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was complaining about specific people, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm fiddling a little. Oh, I burped under my breath. Damn it.
That doesn't count.
I know. Shit. I'm used to being so like extra polite with you.
That you don't burp. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Zach, good line, you dummy. What are you singing there?
I have no idea.
Just blathering.
Yep.
Do you have any cool music for your ringtone? Like as all the cool kids do?
No, I never got that invested in my ringtone. Mostly because in my generation, we basically never actually use the phone for phone calls, so it it basically doesn't ring. But I don't know. I was never quite musical enough to like customize my ringtones and stuff.
You didn't know he had to be musical. You just had to know where to download the Conan the Barbarian orgy pit music. And that was literally all you had to do.
Yeah, I don't really
Back
know how
when
to
I was growing
do
up,
that either.
we had to download our own Conan orgy musical theme ringtones.
I don't remember
Both
how proud
ways.
you were. Like, what?
I said both ways because isn't it you walk in the hill? I had to walk uphill in the snow both ways.
Oh, right.
So, like it's always ended with both ways.
Exactly.
Sorry, I stepped on your joke. I'm a bad improv. Yes, and Clara.
Well, no, I wasn't. I wasn't making a joke. I was just gonna say I remember how proud you were of me when I recognized that theme song. When I knew what it was.
Well, first of all, how many of the lovely ladies know Conan orgy pit theme music?
More than you think.
Well, maybe this is a more beautiful world than I could have ever imagined.
Maybe it is. All right, I'm moving into spatter here. Let me get this.
Spatter.
Or as you like to call it.
Spatter or splatter?
I was literally just going to say that, as you insist on calling it splatter, but I save a letter. One
Pragmatic Clara.
One more letter goes home to its mama.
Gonna save that oxygen.
Yeah. Letters are a limited
that L,
resource.
that superfluous L?
What?
That superfluous L and splatter?
Yes.
Or wait.
Let's see.
I don't have time for your wasteful
for your
language.
L, sir.
You and your complete vernacular.
All right, gonna get my splatter stuff set up over here. I've been having a lot of fun. Oh, actually, should I sponge first? No, I'm set up for splatter. I'll just do it now.
I like that you asked yourself that question.
I do, and you know what? I would have done that whether you were here or not.
Well, good.
Where's my test sheet? Here we go. Yes, right next to my table, I have a whole box full of just like gross paper scraps for like masking and testing.
I think that's smart and wise.
I hope so. Oh, I didn't frisket them. No, I forgot. I have this whole thing. Well, I can start putting it down here. I have this whole dipped toothbrush that I need to use now. I'll start putting this. Again, no
Oh
way.
my gosh.
Can't waste it.
That's some nice thick splatter you're flinging, lady. I like your splatter or spatter. Hey partner, nice splatter.
They would say that in like a horror parody, wouldn't they? Like,
No, that's Old West comic book lingo.
No, I know, but like it would have to be like two slasher killers in the Old West complimenting each other on their technique.
There you go. I get what you're saying. Yes, to your point. Yes, and to your point.
Exactly. All right. that's good enough for now. I gotta first get this. So I don't know if you're gonna laugh at this or not, but I have. Whoops. Hold on.
Andrew J. Brown made a good. He unpacked spatter versus splatter for us.
Okay. Splatter is spat is a rude action. Splat is funny. It makes you think Tom and Jerry. That's probably a very good point. I think
I concur.
All right. So I have this.
You're fired, Clara.
I'm fired. Oh no. Literally my first thought is how will you handle it?
Yeah, I don't know.
What will you do without
driving me? Up to a tall canyon today and grab my ankles and jump off the cliff. But you know, just smart stuff. So I bet you one of your favorite things to tell people is how scatterbrained I am.
No, I do tell people how cool your art is, though, and how like special I feel getting to like see you make it.
Well, thank you very much, serious Clara.
Yep. See, there I go again. I'm a big
it's okay.
All right, let's see here. What do we got? So I'm gonna take my. Are you making fun of me for being a softie?
No, I said you are a softie. It's wonderful.
Okay.
What do we need? More hardies in this world? We already got a bunch of hard asses. You know one.
Yeah.
So it's the last thing we need. What were you going to say? I keep interrupting you.
I'm using my tiny precision applicator, frisket applicator, to cover all these tiny guys up so that I don't have to clean them out when I do the splatter. And you are laughing at me. I figured you would.
No, I just think back to when I used to, when I first worked for Mignola, like back in the day, you've seen enough of my crap to how tight I was back in the day. Every level was just so refined, whether good or bad is obscene. Anyhow, I remember Mignola saying, I don't know if he was talking to me or not, which con this was, but anyways, who cares? Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to think while tell a story I don't remember.
That's okay. That is a mental exercise.
So, but he was kind of laughing because my favorite style of Mignola was when he was a little bit more, nib precision. And I remember showing him something, or we're looking at something together. I can't remember, or I was with somebody looking. This may have been a Gaijin party. Anyways, he said, "Oh, that's back when I used to actually care in detail. I used to like, oh wow, I'm always going to be this and that." And then nowadays, I'm like, whatever tool's in my hand, I drag my hand through it. Then I snort coffee on it. And then I sneeze and the paper falls. And then my wheels, there's like a wheel track across it, And you're like, my frisket.
Yeah. Is that what my voice sounds like?
Yeah, it's a weird aristocratic, faux aristocratic sound you make. So.
All right, hold on. I gotta go rinse this out, or it'll get all gummed up and dry. I'll be right back.
Roger.
Well, all that establishes that it's a natural part of the progression to have that meticulous phase.
Yep, and there's no right or wrong answer.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I say so.
Oh.
But
fine.
But that's the thing is, I don't know.
Oh.
It's just kind of funny, the progression, because now I'm so painterly. I'm just like, I'll figure it out. Like,
yeah.
Where back in the day I would have hyperventilated.
Well, that gives me a lot of optimism too, because, you know, again, that means that ideally I could get there as well.
Oh, I know you're going to get there.
Oh, thank you.
Clara's going to get there.
All right, here we go. Round 2 of trying to get this spatter right.
I don't want to see any out of place frisket, so help me.
No, that part's already done.
Sounds too much like brisket for me to really respect the process.
That's kind of why I like it.
Oh. Colon cancer Clara.
Mm-mm-mm. That's what they all call me.
All right.
I need more ink. Hang on. I also tell my page to hang on a lot. It's like, oh, just wait a minute. No, you stay there. Just wait.
Yeah, you talk to your art like I talk to my dogs.
Mm-hmm. That's probably because I don't have any dogs. It would be stupid if I talked to my houseplants.
I don't know if it's stupid. Maybe your house. Actually, I read a thing where houseplants actually can react to sound, noise, and human pheromones. Like they
Sound
can
and
register
pheromone.
them like that. So, like
Yeah.
they'd have a guy go yell at a plant and punch it and stuff every day for like 2 weeks at a certain time, and then whenever the guy entered the room, the plant would release like some sort of chemical that made it bitter or something like that. I can't. Yeah, I've read this a million years ago, and I always thought it was really interesting.
I mean, it is legitimately interesting, but I thought you were going to take that to being a joke about a guy punching a plant.
Well, look. You never make fun of science.
Never punch a plant. You never know when it's going to come after you.
You just walk into the room and this dude's just fist fighting a plant.
Yeah.
It's not what it looks like. You stupid plant. I never liked you.
This plant was talking about my mama.
Yeah, this is the plant that killed my parents.
I've been looking for him for 50 years.
Yeah.
He's a very old plant.
I'm Inigo Plant Montoya. You killed my father.
Oh, this is so much nonsense.
Better than my normal day, Clara.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
People are enjoying it. I see, or people wouldn't even have the spatter versus splatter convo in their head if it wasn't for our banter. So you're welcome, Clara's fans. First of all, I accept money and cash prizes, and that's it.
I take PayPal and Venmo. Andrew says,
sorry, people.
Clara, you ever thought of wearing a glove while spattering to keep ink off your thumb, or is it just too whatever to worry about? It's way too whatever, dude. Like, honestly, it's my badge of honor. My hand always has ink on it, and that's how it should be.
Hanging loose, Clara. I don't stress. Look at me. I don't wear no glove. I always just wash my hand after.
Oh, that's too much work.
I sometimes ink with a glove, but if you saw this in person, there's some smudging going on in a few areas, but I'm like one of those quarterbacks that don't wear a glove. I just have to feel the tools.
Mm-hmm.
Need to feel it.
I get that.
The tactile sensation's part of it for me, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I totally get that. Unironically.
Yeah, you being a traditional artist,
mm-hmm.
You should be able to understand.
Mm-hmm. Did another silent burp. It was a good
Oh
one.
my gosh, you're burp master Clara today.
Mm-hmm. I had broccoli cheddar pizza leftovers for lunch.
Uh,
I never had that before. I don't think I'd have it again, but it was interesting.
Sorry. Oh, any particular reason why? The taste or
it was
intestinal distress?
No, there was no intestinal distress that I know of. Just like a normal food burp. But like, I don't know, the taste is just a little underwhelming. I love broccoli cheddar soup, so when I saw that at the Aldi's, I was like, yes, I must try this. This is my treat this week.
What the hell is an Aldi's? Is that by the Piggly Wiggly, Clara?
Do you not have Aldi's out there?
No, I live in civilization.
So do I.
No, you don't. I know where you live.
Well, that's not ominous. How do you not have Aldi's out there? Denver's a real city.
Oh my gosh. Next they're going to tell me I'm missing the new Taco John's platter.
Oh man, I'm very disappointed with Denver. Aldi's is awesome. Wow, I'm
sad.
South
Dakota. Are we not just metropolitan? Okie dokie.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even getting a courtesy chuckle now.
No, I'm just sad now. That's a shame. Y'all should have Aldi's. Aldi's is awesome. All right.
Wow.
Well,
I don't even know what the hell it is.
It's like it's super affordable and good stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Aldi's is how I can afford to eat, so don't you go throwing shade.
Oh, no shade on Aldo's or whatever.
I can't, guys. Everyone who's watching, like, you'll know about Aldi's, right? Like the normal grocery store Aldi's.
There's going to be one person from like North Dakota that has to roll off his minor hooker to check in and let you know that they've heard of Aldi's too.
Mm-hmm.
That's my prediction, of course.
I went to Aldi's all the time when I lived in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia.
I do like me some Atlanta.
Andrew is not helping at all. I'm not even reading that.
Oh, I got to look now.
No.
Way to go. Thank you, Andrew. All right. Didn't your brain just stop when she said, oh, yeah, Aldo's or Aldi's or whatever the hell?
The worst. Whatever.
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 What?
All right. What are we doing here?
I'm drawing pipes and lumber. You know what I made these? These are gluey beams. Do you know what gluey beams are? I only know because I paid for college with construction. Well, my parents helped.
Is it, I would assume based on the name, it's like plywood? I guess that wouldn't have much tensile strength, though.
Not plywood. No, like it's often the center beam that you see the house kind of supported on in the middle of the house. Like if you look up towards the rafters, the A-frame will sit on.
Oh, okay. How is it spelled?
Gluey beam? Shit, I don't even know. I just knew it from construction, and
I guess that's true.
I did it in Mississippi, so it's a double whammy as far as literacy goes.
Right. It might not even be spelled anything like that. It was just the accent you were hearing.
Oh, yeah. The vocal illiteracy.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite the other day is he didn't even call out my unliterate joke. You just went right on.
No,
I said unliterate.
I know. I was trying to decide if I should pursue that one or not, but I think I decided what I had to say was slightly funnier than the trap you laid. Well, of course, I can't remember.
Probably went serious. Probably said, I got to go to Aldo's food joint, chicken shack to...
Shut up.
They have chicken on a stick there. I got to get me a taco that I can microwave.
They do have some awesome like chicken fries that I usually have in my freezer so that I can make like a chicken salad.
Oh, yeah, that's when you're all.
When
By
I
the way,
don't feel
that's
like
John
going to
Adams being
McDonald's.
that's John Adams being a jerk right there.
I
So
can see
it's
that.
an old friend of mine. If you can't tell by his hopeful irreverency.
Andrew says in all caps, "I'm sorry, I want to help."
You did help.
Yeah, he helped
Trust me.
make you laugh at me.
It's important to be laughed at.
But look at what's happening here. Our desired effect is taking hold. My fans are taking your side.
No, they're taking our side, the side of greatness.
Side of greatness. All right. The side of making fun of regional grocery chains. Well, what grocery stores do you have there?
Normal ones.
Wow.
So we have I think I have a King Supers at the top of the road,
Is
which
that
is
normal?
often considered the king of supermarkets.
Okay. I've never heard of that ever.
Hey, South Dakota Clara.
It's easy. Listen, one of the most interesting things about having lived in many regions of the United States, and I'm saying this to the viewers, not you who have lived in a million places, is the regional grocery store chains. And when you go to a new location, these new chains everyone treats like normal, and you're like, this is the strangest name for a grocery store. How is everyone okay with this?
Yeah, like Publix in Nebraska. Publix. What the
Yeah,
hell is that?
Publix we had
What
in
the
the
hell is
Publix we had in the South as well. In the South also we had a lot of Kroger. In Minneapolis we had
Yeah, Kroger's too.
Kroger's. In
That
Minneapolis
I
there was
remember in
a
Mississippi. Oh, go.
Cub Foods in Minneapolis,
Seen
and
Cub before.
um,
Still not as dumb as what is yours again?
all
Jose Aldo's or something like that.
all these. In Maryland we
No.
had Food Lion and Giant and Super Fresh, I think. Um,
Oh, Food Line is a strong name. If I was gonna have a grocery store, it'd be
good
something along those lines.
good strong name. But they're just all grocery store names are a name. You come to realize like this doesn't just call it like food something. That's the only version that makes sense.
So Publix, we agree, is a fail. Then, what is this place?
Yeah.
What am I looking at?
It sounds like somewhere where you would do politics in ancient Rome.
Oh, the Publix.
Mm-hmm.
Let us debate in the Publix. Bring your puking feather.
Yes. Oh. Andrew says we got Winco and Hagen here in Washington. Yeah, see, I haven't heard of either of those.
Yeah, I don't remember them. I've been in the Seattle area quite a few times, but I'll be honest, I didn't do a profuse amount of grocery shopping. So,
I would imagine that was for cons, right?
yeah.
Grocery shopping is one
EC
thing you
Emerald
don't.
City is or it's been traditionally a wonderful show.
That's awesome. Yeah, Elliot, my previous writer, who I'm trying to pitch that animal book with, by which I mean he's
Yeah.
doing all the work. That was the first show he was going to be pitching at that show, and that was like one of the first shows that was canceled because of COVID this year. So that's right before it all began.
Yeah. Yeah, that's usually in like March or something.
Yeah.
Um,
Would you have gone to
I
that
go
one?
over a few years. What now?
Were you going to that one particularly or no?
Not this year, no.
All right.
I had a lot lined up, but not ECC. I was just going where people were either paying me or flying me out to this last cycle, which was all set up and ready to roll, and then
And COVID.
late COVID. And I'm sure I'm the only person that has a horror story how COVID has ruined their life. So
Yeah.
even though they've never gotten it, and it's a very brusque thing to say.
Yeah. I had a few conventions canceled, but I didn't have that many lined up this year, honestly.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah, and I never relied on them financially. I know a lot of people really did, and that was really, really bad for them. So I was fortunate in that extent. But I miss them.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna. I really shied away for years about doing shows.
Hmm.
I just kind of burned out. But this year, as you know, I had 8 planned and some pretty cool ones, and
Yeah, you
do
had Hellboy
well.
coming out and everything.
Yeah. Oh well.
You would have made a killing too. That's such a shame.
Oh, it's just money. More money can be made another day.
No. What was I gonna say? There was something. I forget what it was.
I more miss hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
There are cons that are good for money, but I've never been good at thinking that way. I'd rather have an enjoyable time. I don't really give a shit. I have like no emotional attachment to money, so it's just like it's just a necessary evil.
Well, good for you.
Perfectly serious, Clara.
I don't know. That wasn't you attempting to make a joke though, that time, to be fair. All right.
No, but it's just levity. You can go fuck yourself. Anyways,
Hold on, I gotta fix my camera again here.
did it get blown over by your seriousness?
Yes. Yes, it did. It dripped like the tensile strength of the bendy arm is dying, so it'll gradually drift down from just the weight of my phone. Let's see.
Well, it just adds a little difficulty, skill difficulty to your.
It adds drama. Where's my pencils? Oh, you win. Never mind.
Nah, that was pretty weak. I'm gonna bring it, Clara's fans.
Serious. Here we go.
That was a warm up.
Oh, all right. Well, see what you got.
It's like test the waters. I'm letting 10% out to see if it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing bait in the water, see what happens.
Chumming the water.
Yes.
See if sharks come up. How's that for completely hijacking the subject material? Hey, you want to talk about sharks?
I'll talk sharks.
I love sharks, actually. That's doing the
Do you?
the shark cage is one of like the few things on my bucket list.
You can have that. When I used to surf a lot, and everywhere you surf, there's shark issues to some extent, usually, but nothing too serious. But when I lived in Florida for a couple of years, it get disconcerting sometimes. These bull sharks would be 15 yards in front of you while you're trying to catch waves, and they'd come all the way up on the shore and stuff.
And they're there for you, right?
No, they're good. If they nibble you, they're usually on a toe. Every once in a while, somebody gets it, which is very sad. But sharks usually just want to. They don't have hands, so they can't grab you and say, "What the fuck are you?" So
thank you for clarifying.
They use their mouth.
Can have.
That's how Clara figures out which species you are too, with her mouth.
So I guess that negates my next question, which was going to be, have you ever punched a shark?
Punched? No, I've when they get too close to you, you just kind of you pull all your limbs up on the board. Not that it's a huge save. It's more for your mental security.
Right. Keep your feet covered at night so the monsters can't eat your toes.
Exactly. So, I got a cool almost shark story.
Okay.
I used to surf at the spot called I think it's Officer's Point, but I like going there because sometimes I'd be the only one, like if it was like a small wave weekday or something like that, and I could just have fun by myself. But it was getting dark which is not a good time to be out, but as the good sets were coming in, the wind was perfect, offshore, it was beautiful. And then just sitting there, all of a sudden something underneath me erupts, knocks me, I don't know, I have no clue how far I went in the air. Maybe it felt like 10 feet, but that just might be my psyche. But I like land. I think I'm being attacked by a shark. I'm like scrambling to my board and all this stuff like that. And then this giant manatee just surfaced right next to me. But he had surfaced the first time like right underneath me. And these things are, I mean, gigantic. And it just like kid tossed me off my board. And,
wow. A manatee?
But there was a good 5 seconds I thought I was being attacked by a shark.
Wow. Ugh. Never scared you off, huh?
But yeah, the manatee was just lost, Yeah. It wasn't like an asshole manatee. Hey, watch this. He's like elbowing the fucking manatee next to him underwater.
I don't think they exist. They're real sweethearts.
Just one jerk manatee out there?
Yep. Well, I guess there had to be one in all of history, right? Would be the one that found you.
Hey, watch this. Hold my manatee beer.
Oh, I don't know why that was so funny. That was such a funny image.
Well, good. I'm glad we got proved that Claire is able to laugh at humor.
Yeah, I never laugh.
People know that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
My old coal bear here, I think, is getting impatient with something, so I may have to go and let them out.
All right.
So PG-13 Zach is going to have to go.
Well, this was a
but I will be back. It was a fun one.
It was a good one.
Thanks to all of Claire's fans. Thanks to Clara and her Josie Aldo supermarkets where she gets baked chickens or whatever the fuck. Or frozen tacos. That's what it is.
That's, you made that up, but whatever.
It
was chicken fries.
We almost lost some fans of Clara. She had to clarify that.
Yep.
I'm going to work on a new nickname for you. Clarifying Clara?
Sure. You're definitely not the first to make that joke.
Oh, well, I will back off then, Clara. I apologize.
I don't care. Just I don't want you risking feeling like you were being original there.
Oh, well, it's glad to know you're not sensitive about that. But I shall watch my...
You're obviously not either.
I will watch myself. And we learn something every day. Okay, I will your nonverbal affirmations, I shall leave you in those to yourself. And my poor pooch needs me.
All
and
right.
She at least likes me, Clara.
Yeah. I'll like you when you're nicer to my regional grocery stores.
Okay. Well, you can get me back. Call me Zach the Lego Maniac someday, and I'll have a pouty. I'll have my pout on just like you just did with Clarification Clara.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. I gave you free ammo. Short memory loss, Clara.
Yep.
Anyways, we shall. If I could not screw up here, I will talk to you later, Clara. Clara's fans, family. Sorry for everything I've said, and see you all later.
All right. Bye-bye.